okay? All right, so VTech, all right? So VTech is a blitz technique that refers to two internal blitzers, okay? So anytime we have two internal blitzers, it doesn't matter who these people are, guys. They could be outside linebackers, inside linebackers, safeties, corners, whatever. It doesn't matter. It applies to everybody, okay? So when we have two internal blitzers, we call that a VTech, all right? VTech is exactly what it sounds like, right? I'm going to run right down the V of the man, okay? So as you guys know, offensive linemen, they're not trash cans. They don't just stand there, right? They move, okay? So we're always going to end up on the backside of blocks, basically. Okay, so like this particular picture right here, we're bringing two internal blitzers, our safety and our linebacker. The linebacker's VTech in the guard, the safety's VTech in the tackle, okay? And we'll get into more of that here in a sec, all right? So that's internal blitzers, all right? Hunt and crash technique, okay? Tuta actually ran this when he was a player, okay? So when we're hunt and crash, that means there's two external blitzers, two guys coming off the edge, all right? So VTech's two internal, hunt and crash is two external, okay? So hunt and crash, right? That refers to those two guys coming off the edge, all right? The inside guy of those two guys, again, doesn't matter who they are, outside linebackers, inside linebackers. D lineman could be these blitz guys too, okay? The inside player on the blitz is the hunt player. The outside player is the crash player, okay? Okay, VTech, like we were talking about here, okay? So here's a good picture of it, right? Okay, so we're gonna blitz the VTech, the V of the neck of the offensive lineman, okay? So inside linebackers, it's usually gonna be on centers and guards, okay? Outside linebackers, safeties, corners, is usually gonna be on the tackles or tight ends. So as you progress out, all right, does that make sense? Okay. All right, so this is a pressure here. This is our VTech here. Our inside linebacker is VTech in the center. Okay, and again, the coaching point on this stuff, guys, is we're going to run right down the middle of the offensive lineman. He's going to move one way or the other, and we're always going to end up on the backside of the block, okay? If you're ever in doubt on a VTech, go under. Okay, so pass set, go under. Reach, come back, go under, okay? Because the second blitzer is always coming off of him, all right? So right here in this particular pressure here, he's VTech in the center, the safety's the second blitzer here. So if you guys kind of watch what the VTech does first. Okay, run right at the V of his neck, and he ends up underneath him. And there's your second blitzer to clean it up. VTech here, second blitzer there. Okay, here's where we at here, UTEP. All right, same thing. VTech, the center. Okay, it's really good against gap schemes where guys are pulling and you're getting back blocks. Okay. Getting back blocks by the center. So if you look right here on the front side, these guys are working combo block. He's working back block. You're hitting right here. You're disrupting pullers. Here comes the second blitzer. These are subtle, guys. And what I talk to the VTech blitzers about too is we don't want to be so close to the offensive lineman that he knows we're coming, but we want to be close enough and that once he makes his initial block, we're fitting off of him. Okay? And I want to roll into these blitzes. So what I talk to the guys about on VTech is, especially if you're the first blitzer, like in this one, we want to be about 3 yards from the line of scrimmage. Okay? We want to be about 3 yards from the line of scrimmage. So we're hitting that thing on the run, I'm kind of rolling into it. All right, and then that lineman moves, I'm playing the backside of the block. Okay? The only time you are wrong on VTech is if you go slow. If you try and read it, you're wrong. Just run right at the V of his neck and you'll always be right. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, these are all internal blitzes here. So again, V of the neck of the center, here comes your second blitzer. And we incorporate all these here too, guys, at Sac State. So any of our internal pressures, we're doing the same thing. Okay, VTech, this is a really good look at it right here. Make a decision, make it fast, okay? So again, he's VTech in the center here. That should tell him to fit this gap, right? Okay, the center comes back on him, stay in the gap because the second blitzer is blitzing opposite of him. All right, does that make sense on this particular blitz? See how the center comes back? He stays in his gap, second blitzer is clean. And you can put these VTechs on anybody on the inside. You can put it on the center, you can put it on the guard. I'll show you some on the tackle here. Again, really good against gap schemes. See how he's rolling into it, guys? He's about 3.5 yards from the line of scrimmage. He's rolling into it. Especially on these gap schemes, he's hitting off the back block. Disrupts the second puller, disrupts everything out here. Okay, same thing here. Okay, you'll get some of these blocks. Okay, if you look at the center here, he just kind of popped up, right? He didn't pick one side or the other, just popped up. Make a decision, because the other guy's fitting off of you, okay? Again, it doesn't matter. The only time you are wrong on VTech is if you slow down. Go fast, make it clear for the second blitzer. Okay? Here's some extra, still internal blitzes, all right? So now we're bringing a linebacker and a DB or an outside linebacker, doesn't matter, okay? So again, 2 internal blitzers. Our aiming points, via the neck, okay? So again, DBs are usually coming on tackles or tight ends. Inside linebackers are usually doing the V technique on the guards and centers, okay? So this is a field pressure here, so the inside linebacker here, he's being the guard. The safety here is being the tackle, okay? Usually have a contained player on this as well. So on the last one, guys, you guys have obviously seen like cross dog before, right? 2 inside backers are cross dogging in the A gaps, right? You guys have all seen that, okay? That last one, that's all that is. It's a version of cross dog. You're doing it with the inside linebacker and the safety, okay? So the inside linebacker was the V-Tech, right? If you guys have guys coming from 2 different levels like that, blitzing the same gap, the first guy is always the V-Tech, the second guy is always the looper. Okay, does that make sense? All right, so right here in this one here, it's the inside linebacker there, being the guard. Here's another good look at it right here. Okay, he's being the guard, he's being the tackle. Okay, go underneath all blocks. So he gets an out block, he's under. Here's the safety being the tackle, under all blocks. Same thing here, this is the linebacker now. So a linebacker walked out in space, he's being the tackle, he's being the guard. Again, under all blocks. So if you get the back stepping up, he's still under him, there's your free blitzer. You guys notice all this stuff too. I mean, we're really only bringing 5 guys. We're overloading pressures, right? I'm not talking about scheme right now, I'm talking about techniques, right? Okay, here's another one on the guard and tackle. Okay. He probably should have went underneath this guy, the back. Okay, but the second blitzer made him right. But they're still both being the guard, being the tackle. Okay, any questions on the V technique, guys? Okay, so again, those are for internal blitzers, right? Going to external blitzers, okay? All right, our hunt technique is exactly what it sounds like, guys. Hunt the ball, okay? You have no responsibilities except for get to the ball, okay? So what I always talk about is if I'm on the backside of the hunt, okay, I don't care what all these guys do here. I have every gap from behind, okay? So I got all the gaps, A, B, C, D, all the way across. You guys got me on that? Okay? I am responsible for that, okay? 2-man surface and 3-man surface, okay? So if I get a 2-man surface, I'm hunting off the inside guy. My aiming point, okay, this is very important. My aiming point is the inside shoulder of the tackle, all right? I want to point my feet and my hips at my aiming point. So if this is my tackle here, the ball's in here, I'm going to point my feet and my hips at my aiming point, okay? I don't give a shit if the offensive lineman knows, okay? Whatever he does, again, I don't want to slow down for anything. So if he blocks down, I'm already on my track, my hunt path, and I'm chasing the thing from behind. He blocks out on me, again, my aiming point is at the inside shoulder, he blocks out, I'm under and vertical, okay? So if he blocks out on me, like this picture, where's the ball going? It's going that way, right? So I want to get under and vertical, okay? Those are the coaching points on that. Again, aiming point, inside shoulder, hips and feet pointed at the aiming point, okay? And I'm just reacting to whatever his block is. I'm running at my aiming point, and I'm reacting to his blocks, okay? Make sense? Okay? All right, 2-man surface. Here's a good picture of it, right? So 2-man surface, cut off block or reach block inside. I'm hunting down the line of scrimmage. Reach block or base block to me. I'm under and vertical, okay? All right, there's some drawings of it. Here's some pictures of it. All right, this film looks like it's fucking 1980. All right, right here. Here's my hunt player. Here's my aiming point. Okay, this is a 2-man surface. All right, his hips, feet, and everything are pointed at his aiming point. Reach to him, under and vertical. That's it. Reach to him, we know the ball's coming here, we're gonna get under and vertical. Okay, here's another one. There's Tuta right there. There he is, Tuta. You were too wide on this one, by the way. Okay, but here's the hunt player, right? There's his aiming point. Aiming point, the inside number. Under, vertical. Okay, whoops. All right. This is my favorite, guys. All these linebackers say, oh, I run 4.6, I run 4.5, whatever. Okay, show me. Show me on this hunt technique, all right? So if I get a down block, I want to see how fast you can run down the line of scrimmage. I don't care who has the ball. Doesn't matter. That guy has the ball, you're tackling him, again, all the way down the line of scrimmage. I want to see how fast you can run. What gaps does this guy have? All of them. He's got them all. Every fucking gap down there, okay? Okay? Right here. He's the hunt player. His aiming point's the inside shoulder here. He is running all the way down the line of scrimmage. So if you look where this play started, guys. It's on this hash. He's about in the divide, which is about 7 yards from the hash, right? 6 yards from the hash. He makes the play on the other opposite hash. Watch him. Hunt. Down block, veer block inside. He doesn't give a shit who has the ball in this zone read concept. Watch him run. Never slows down. Makes the play 2 yards outside the hash for a loss. You guys see that? Okay. This is the crash, which we'll talk about here in a sec. Okay, here it is again. Here's the hunt. Inside shoulder. We're running down the line of scrimmage. We got the dive. Tackle that guy all the way across. There's your hunt technique. Okay, 3-man surface. All right, my aiming point changes because there's another body in front of me, right? Okay. So my aiming point now is the outside shoulder of the tackle. 2-man surface is inside, 3-man surface is outside, okay? Nothing changes, guys. I'm still pointing my feet and my hips to my aiming point. I'm still running at that aiming point no matter what, okay? The reason it changes is obviously because I have to widen my normal alignments here, right? 3-man surface, I gotta widen, okay? So as I'm running down this line of scrimmage, if I still get full flow going away, I still have every gap, okay? If I get reached to me, I'm under and vertical. And I always tell that guy, you're never wrong, okay? The second level defenders will make you right off of that stuff, okay? All right, so here it is, 3-man surface. Again, there's your hunt with the down block, you're chasing. Reach block coming back. Okay, we're under and vertical in there in that situation, but there's 2 good pictures there. Okay? All right, here we go, 3-man surface. 3-man surface, okay, there's my aiming point now. My hips, feet pointed at that aiming point. I get out block, I'm under and vertical. Start working vertical off of that. Okay, 3-man surface here. Again, look at his feet and hips, pointed at his aiming point. There's your under and vertical. So even if he ends up underneath the tackle, guys, that's fine, right? Okay, he ends up underneath the tackle. That next level defender will make him right there. He actually makes the play here. Okay, 3-man surface, same shit. Okay, here it is, 3-man surface. Hips and feet pointed at my aiming point. Running flat down the line of scrimmage. He gets a pull here. He ends up spilling it. That's how tight this hunt tech needs to be, right off that guy's ass. There is no air in there, y'all. Okay, so obviously crack the place, all that stuff. Okay, 3-man surface here. We still count the yo as a 3-man surface, so nothing changed with our aiming point. There's our hunt. Here it is here. Same play. Probably could have been a little bit flatter, I would say. But, you know, again, counter scheme here, nobody counted for him. 3-man surface here. Again, there's my aiming point. That's really good rep. Flat, ends up chasing the counter. These blitz techniques, guys, especially the V and the hunt, okay, will create a bunch of TFLs, right? You guys can kind of see this stuff, right? So you're creating negative plays just off of these techniques, okay? First pass, and really, guys, most of these pressures are run pressures, right? These techniques are run pressures, okay? So you got to be able to obviously play pass against them too. So as a hunt player, if I get any pass set, okay, by an offensive lineman, if I'm running at my aiming point, which is right there, and you pass set, I'm going underneath you, okay? If we get slide protection and the back comes to block me, I'm under. So anytime I'm a hunt player, what's outside of me? Crash, right? I have another blitzer coming outside of me. So these are all two external pressures, okay? Right here, here's the hunt player. I think this is slide protection. Back picked him up, he went under, and the crash player cleaned it up. There it is. Under all blocks. So this is the way to get two off an edge, right? First pass, okay? Same thing here, it's from the corner. Here's the hunt player. Aiming point's the inside shoulder of the tackle, okay? Back goes a step up, he goes under. Here's your corner on the crash pressure. So you can put all these guys on whatever path you guys want, okay? Again, inside blitzer is the hunt player, outside blitzer is the crash player. Okay, another pass set here. I think it was the tackle that tries to pass that on him here. Maybe the tight end. There it is. Okay. Run at your aiming point, go under. There's your crash right there. Okay. All right, I know I'm running out of time. I want to make sure we get this in. Crash. All right. So crash is the second blitzer. Okay. He's the second blitzer coming outside the hunt player. His aiming point is the top shoulder of the quarterback. Okay. So if they're under center, or which nobody is anymore in America, or they're in pistol, you got to go to where his 5-step drop would be. Does that make sense? Okay. In gun, it's easy. It's the top shoulder. Okay. But if they're in pistol, they're at like 3.5 yards, or they're under center, they're on the line of scrimmage, right? So you have to anticipate where his 5-step drop would be. Okay. So our aiming point for the crash player is the top shoulder of the quarterback. All right. Okay. All right. You guys saw this picture earlier, right here. Okay. There was the hunt player going under and vertical. The crash player is outside. All right. Just so you guys hear the way I talk about this crash. You spell it CR, right? That's how it starts, right? I went to JUCO too, so like my math's not good, man. But or English skills. Okay. But CR, controlled rush. Controlled rush. That's how I explain it to the guys, right? Controlled rush means you have responsibilities. Okay, the hunt player has no responsibilities, right, guys? Okay, he can go just hunt the ball. Crash player has responsibilities. Controlled rush. Okay, we got cutback, we got boot, we got reverse, we got contain on pass. That makes sense? Okay, so now that guy's more under control than the other guy, right? The other guy's reckless. Turn it loose, go get it. Okay, the crash rusher again, he has rules. All right, his rules are cutback, boot, reverse, quarterback on contain. Any zone read, okay, he has the quarterback. Again, if I'm going to my aiming point, top shoulder, right, is my aiming point. So as that guy comes off the mesh, I'm right there on his top shoulder. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, from wherever I'm coming from, whether it's an inside linebacker, outside linebacker, safety, corner, whatever. Okay, so here's, 4 minutes. Okay, here's a great picture of it right here, guys. This is perfect hunt and crash. Okay. So right here, here's our hunt player. Okay, what's our aiming point on hunt? Inside shoulder, right? And we're running our ass down the line of scrimmage as fast as I can. Doesn't matter who has the ball. Crash player, again, top shoulder of the quarterback. I'm the contain rusher. I'm CBR, and I have quarterback on zone read. So if you guys watch how this plays out, they're full zone to the right. There's your hunt player chasing that bitch down. There's your crash player playing the quarterback. Okay? So just a little nugget in this stuff, guys. You guys can write this down. Anytime you want to bring two off an edge, go to the back. You want to bring one off the edge, go away from the back. Okay? That makes sense? So anytime, if you're going two to the back, you have a dive player and a quarterback player, right? Okay? You guys see how that works? There's your hunt, there's your crash, top shoulder, that's picture perfect right there. TFL, beautiful. Okay? Okay, here's a scenario right here, right? Here's your hunt, there's your crash. You guys look at his angle here, okay? So he's playing the top shoulder of the quarterback. Again, like I said, in pistol, you got to imagine where it's going to be if he takes a 5-step drop or boots off of it, right? Okay? So again, this hunt player, he's going to hunt the ball. The crash player here is going to the top shoulder of where the quarterback would be, okay? So you just got to coach up pistol, gun, under center, those three different scenarios, right, for his aiming point. You guys see how he's playing the cutback boot reverse here? Okay. Here we go again. All right, so now here's the hunt coming from an outside linebacker, crash coming from an inside linebacker. Now again, you guys, these techniques can apply to whoever you're saying the second rusher is, right? The inside rusher can be anybody. It could be a D lineman, a linebacker, a DB. The outside rusher is usually a DB or an inside linebacker, right? Okay. Here's your hunt. There's your crash. Again, coming off the mesh point here. So again, two off the edge to the back. There's your hunt player, your dive player. There's your crash player, your quarterback player. Okay. My time is up, guys. I appreciate it. If you guys